What if I told you that right now, as you watch this video, an entire continent is slowly breaking apart? Not in a dramatic Hollywood explosion, not overnight, but silently, steadily, beneath the ground. And here's the surprising part. This process could eventually create a brand new ocean. Yes, a new ocean right inside Africa. Now, before you imagine cities collapsing tomorrow, let's be clear. This is happening over millions of years. But the science behind it is unfolding right now, and it's more advanced than we ever thought. Today, we're exploring a fascinating discovery published in Nature Communications, revealing that the Earth's crust beneath East Africa is thinning faster and more dramatically than scientists expected. And strangely enough, this same process may explain why so many human fossils were preserved there. So the real question is Africa just breaking apart? Or is it also telling us the story of our own origins? To understand what's happening today, we need to go back, way back. Millions of years ago, Earth didn't look like it does now. All the continents were joined together in one giant landmass called Pangaea. Over time, that supercontinent slowly broke apart, forming the continents we know today. Think of it like a cracked egg. At first, it looks solid, but tiny fractures begin to appear. Slowly, those cracks widen until the shell separates. That's exactly how continents behave. Now, scientists have long known about something called the East African Rift System. It's a massive geological feature stretching from Ethiopia all the way down to Mozambique. In places like Kenya and Ethiopia, the ground is literally being pulled apart. But until recently, scientists believed this process was still in its early stages. That assumption has just been challenged. Let's simplify this. Imagine you're holding a piece of soft bread, and you slowly pull it apart. At first, nothing dramatic happens, but then the middle starts thinning. It stretches, weakens, and eventually tears. That's exactly what is happening beneath East Africa. Scientists studying the Turkana Rift, a region about 500 kilometers wide, have discovered something remarkable. At the center of the rift, the crust is only about 13 kilometers thick, but outside the rift, it's more than 35 kilometers thick. That's a huge difference. And this thinning process has a name: necking. Just like stretching chewing gum, the middle becomes thinner, weaker, until it snaps. According to Christian Rowan, a PhD researcher at Columbia University, this region is far more advanced in the breakup process than scientists previously thought. And that could change everything. But how do scientists even see what's happening deep underground? They don't dig massive holes. Instead, they use something much smarter. They use seismic waves, which are essentially sound waves traveling through the Earth. It's very similar to how doctors use ultrasound scans to see inside the human body. Scientists send these waves into the ground, and by studying how they bounce back, they can map what's beneath the surface. In this study, researchers worked with industry partners and the Turkana Basin Institute, founded by the late Professor Richard Leakey. And what they discovered was truly surprising. Here's the key finding. The Earth's crust in the Turkana Rift is already deep into a critical stage of breaking apart. This stage, called necking, means the continent is no longer just stretching. It's preparing to split. According to geophysicist Dr. Anne Bassell, the region has reached a critical threshold. That means the process is now more likely to continue rather than stop. Over time, magma from deep within the Earth will rise through these fractures. Eventually, this could form new ocean crust. And one day, millions of years from now, water from the Indian Ocean could flow in, creating a completely new ocean. So, why does this matter to us? This discovery helps scientists understand how continents actually break apart. And that knowledge is important for predicting earthquakes and volcanic activity. But here's something even more fascinating. It helps explain our human story. The Turkana Rift has produced over 1,200 early human fossils. That's nearly 1/3 of all such discoveries in Africa. Scientists now believe it may not just be where humans evolved, but where the Earth created the perfect conditions to preserve their remains. In other words, this place didn't just shape our history, it protected it. Now, let's be realistic. This process is incredibly slow. There's no immediate danger of Africa splitting tomorrow. However, regions along the rift can experience earthquakes, volcanic activity, and sudden ground cracks. You may have seen images of large cracks appearing in roads in Kenya. These are real and linked to tectonic movement. There's also a broader concern. As tectonic activity interacts with climate, it could influence ecosystems, landscapes, and even human settlements. So while it's not an emergency, it's something scientists are watching very closely. So what should happen next? Scientists must continue monitoring this region, using advanced tools like satellite imaging and seismic analysis. Governments in affected countries should invest in geological monitoring systems to detect early warning signs of earthquakes or land shifts. And for us, stay curious, stay informed, because understanding our planet helps us prepare for the future. What we're witnessing in East Africa is not destruction. It's transformation. A slow, powerful force shaping our planet, just as it has done for millions of years. This discovery reminds us that the Earth is alive, constantly changing beneath our feet, even when we can't see it. And perhaps most fascinating of all, the same forces that may one day create a new ocean are the very forces that preserve the story of human evolution. In a way, the Earth isn't just breaking apart, it's revealing its secrets. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Do you think Africa will eventually split into 2 continents? And how does it feel, knowing this process is already happening beneath the surface? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this fascinating, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Because here, we don't just report science, we explore the stories that shape our world.